Hi, I am Karen from Karen Clark Creations and Artsy Introvert. In this video, I'll be working my Friends Sketchbook, Season 1, Episode 17, the one with two parts, Part 2. When Ross and Chandler are playing Scrabble, they realize the K tile is missing. They figure out Marcel had been eating the tiles and rush him to the hospital. They learn he also ate an M and an O and decide he was trying to spell out monkey. So here is Monkey in Scrabble tiles. This is going to be a very simple, very adorable, easy painting in this sketchbook. Not every painting I put in here is going to be something super detailed and fancy. And I love that. I love that a simple entry like this can accurately represent an episode for me. I think that if people look at this that know and love Friends as much as I do will absolutely know what this episode is. Other ideas I had for this were, it was Phoebe's birthday in this episode, so they have a surprise party, and when they excuse me, when they mistakenly surprise Ross instead of Phoebe coming in the door, he drops the cake. So I was thinking of painting a lemon shmush, as he calls it, in a pink cake box. And then I only had another idea, and that was sun-dried tomatoes, because there's a scene with Ross and his dad where they're having dinner, and his dad raves about sun-dried tomatoes, and, you know, there's that. But I don't think that would accurately represent the entire episode, I don't think, like this would. I mean, sun-dried tomatoes are pretty tasty, especially in like a creamy pasta sauce. Ooh, so good. So that's it. I am putting in a very light colored Scrabble tile holder to hold up the tiles. And I'm going to dry that before I add anything else. I think I just used yellow ochre and some burnt sienna. I might have even added some ultramarine blue because I want to add that as a shadow. So I thought might as well put it in now, make it a little bit cohesive. Definitely didn't have to be, but why not? And now I'm going to grunge up those tiles a little bit. I thought about leaving them white and maybe grunging up the background instead so that they popped out. But I started to think about, you know, this is a game they're playing. They're going to have fingerprints on them. And come on, some of those were in Ross's, not Ross. Some of those were in Marcel's stomach. So, you know, why wouldn't they be grungy? So that is just a simple mix of, to make it a light gray, that is the burnt sienna and ultramarine blue. It's just so subtle. And then I was dabbing some out just to really make sure it's subtle. Now I'm going to add a shadow using the same kind of mix, but I'm gonna bump it up a little bit to make it more dark. I really enjoy watching paint flow. Watching watercolor flow is such a enjoyable thing for me. I decided I didn't want it to look so feathery, so I have a damp brush. It's not very wet. I made sure the water was out of it, and I just kind of dabbed up the water. I kind of dabbed up the water that I had put there so that it would stop the flowing. And then I'm gonna give it a dry to make sure it stops flowing. I definitely could have added a shadow with more of a line, like more of an edge, and that would have looked fine as well. But I just really like the softness of this kind of shadow. Okay, now that it's all dry, I'm going to get out my pen. I'm using a different kind today. I usually use Pigma Micron pens, but today I'm going to use an Acurit Professional Watercolor Technical pen. It says it's permanent, acid-free, non-fading pigment ink. So we're going to give that a try. It's a 0.50. It worked just fine. I haven't tried it to make sure it's waterproof, but you know, it says it's waterproof, so I figured it was safe enough to put in here. I did look at Words with Friends to make sure that the numbers on the tiles are accurate according to that, because I didn't want it to have wrong values as if they're playing Scrabble. I struggle with all capitals. This is a weird thing with me that looks weird to me because it's all capitals, and I had to double check to make sure it actually said monkey quite a lot. It just looked wrong, and that's because it's all capitals. Just a weird thing that, I don't know, my brain doesn't process properly. I don't know what that is. Anyway, this is it. This was Season 1, Episode 17. Let me know in the comments what you think about this episode of Friends and my nice little painting here. Give me a like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications of newly uploaded videos because the next episode will be out soon.